Okie dokie, friends and fam. I think this is the one. Whatever the fuck that means. Okay. Allah yardımcım olsun. I hope I get some help and support from anyone and everyone. That's not a good start. I wonder if I can edit this or cut some stuff out. I'm kind of nervous. Allah yardımcım olsun means hopefully God will support me or help me. There's a lot of Allah words going on in my life last few years, more than before. Not Allah, but God. I used to always use multiverse. That was for years. Universe, energy, Mother Nature, blah, blah, blah, whatever you want to call it. Source, yourself, your heart. I wanted to take a video because I do. I feel like I know I have a lot to say, and I'm not very good at, I am getting better at passing that through in personal situations, but I don't know, on video it still feels really weird and awkward to me, and because of that challenge I feel like that's something that I need to overcome to level up to whatever my next levels are. So yeah, here I am. It's October 30th, Thursday afternoon in Bostanlı, İzmir, and sitting in our living room. I took a video a few days ago, which I haven't posted yet. I will post that, I think, too, and this one. And I'm not sure on which Instagram, like which profile or whatever, and that's a whole different topic about which one is me or my different identities or whatever. And someone brought that up to me over the last few years, like a split identity thing, which is a topic for a whole different thing. Anyway, so I had this thought the other day, besides just like sharing random thoughts and feelings and this and that I will read to you guys because I think that's fucking cool. And not a lot of us like have time or space to like sit down and open a book and read, or the concentration, I should say. So I thought it'd be nice to do that, and then I can share my thoughts on it and stuff and like random things that pop up when I'm reading, and then you guys can share your thoughts if you want, or pick up the same book. It's a book I've been reading over and over and over again for the last 2 years now. It got into my hands, and this is all in English right now, but I have another idea, the forefront idea, which I'll get to in a sec. It's called A Return to Love. Hopefully you can see it. A bunch of you know it already because I've been talking about it a lot the last 2 years, and I gifted it to a bunch of you in English and in Turkish the last year or so. It's called A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles. And I haven't read that book yet. That's like a chunker. They call it the New Age Bible, which I don't love the name of that, but whatever. This book by Marianne Williamson, I think it was in the 90s. Let's double check the copyright date. 92. Marianne Williamson. So she read A Course in Miracles, and in here she writes about what she learned, how it reflected in her own life, and her thoughts and feelings on it and stuff like that. And I love that it's super easily relatable and understandable, and you can literally flip to any page and read about it. And I don't know, I have been and am still super just super into it. It's really nice. It's like a nice meditation book. There's a lot of God talk. There's the word Christ and sometimes even Jesus. So hopefully you don't get scared away from that. I used to be super, super turned off to those words because some of you guys know my mid-childhood traumas that have to do with religion being shoved and pushed down my throat in different ways, which I think is very ugly and not from here. But whatever, those are past traumas, which I've overcome over the years, and I know what God is to me, and I think that's what's important to everybody. You don't have to share your God with anyone. It's you, it's in you, it's your connection to source, energy, whatever gods or goddesses or Mother Earth or nature or the soil or the water or whatever it is you connect to, that's your God. So you can replace that word with anything. Anyway, I'm gonna read you a random excerpt. I'm not gonna go directly in order. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do after this. This is just a one-off right now, so we'll see how it goes, and if I get any kind of like reaction or response from you guys, which I'm nervous about. You can probably tell I'm like being shy and kind of nervous, but I actually want to read the Turkish version of this, if I'm being real, because I gifted the Turkish version of this to a bunch of you here in Turkey, and I'm pretty sure 100% of you guys that I gifted the Turkish version to did not fucking read the book. So, sinirimden. Out of my anger, I'm gonna say sinirimden. Not anger, but just to be annoying to you guys, I'm gonna read the Turkish version and send that to you guys, so you get the gist of it and hopefully get excited and read it, because I think it's beautiful. And you guys also know that I've been like obsessed over the years about translation and how messages and meanings and different concepts and themes and things get lost in translation, and the concept and topic of translation is really near and dear to my heart, because my whole in life, this is gonna be really awkward and really revealing when all of the different voices and stuff come out, but here I am, I'm here for it, and hopefully you are too, if you're listening or watching. No judgment, please. What was that thing that was going on Instagram last year? In this family, we listen and we don't judge. Easier said than done in any family or on this planet, but lost in translation, very near and dear to my heart. So speaking English and Turkish, and then a little bit of Spanish or whatever I pretend to know over the years, because spoken language is very, it's interesting. Written language and spoken language, it carries a lot with it. A lot of culture, a lot of feeling, a lot of history, a lot of stuff, a lot of gushy stuff. So I'm fascinated by that in general. So I haven't read the Turkish version of this myself. So that'll be cool to kind of like go back and forth and see if the translation like matches up to the same, I don't know, level or same concepts or ideas, or if I receive it the same way. Anyways, I just want to spread a little bit of fucking love and light, because it's crazy out there right now. Out there being like here on the street in the city, in this country, for real, in this world, on this planet. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You guys know last year where I was and what I was doing. Well, some of you, not all of you know. Still a lot of those goals in my head, but maybe pushed a little further down the road on this timeline. Or, I don't know, whatever. It's blessing and a curse of being able to kind of like hop countries as well as hop timelines. It's been hard for me, a huge challenge over the years to stay anchored and like concentrate and go forward on only one timeline, because it just feels like a ridiculous amount of commitment when there's so many possibilities and options in the world. And anything is doable, everything is achievable. So yeah, the timeline thing's another thing we can talk about someday if you guys are interested or curious. It's not something I talk about with everybody or very publicly, because it's weird woo-woo stuff. Yeah, everything is woo-woo. This world, this life, this planet, this existence is fucking woo-woo. So I don't fucking care anymore. If you guys think I'm woo-woo, or if I'm out of touch or whatever, I am so in touch, it's ridiculous. Which is why I am a recluse a lot of the time, especially the last few years. So I'm gonna have a sip of water, and then I'm going to read a little excerpt. I don't want to make this too crazy long, but I think I'm doing okay. Am I like super red? I'm a little shiny because I oiled my face earlier, so that's okay. Whew. Okay, hold on. All right, so A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles by Marianne Williamson. Here's the cover again. I picked out, I mean, anywhere I pick out will be amazing, but what I picked out earlier, it's in chapter 5, which starts on page 63, if you want to pick it up or follow along or look at it later. This chapter is called Miracles. Hold on. Hopefully it's still recording. That would kind of suck if it wasn't recording. So yeah, I marked a few different places in this, but I will take the pen out and read this one. So chapter 5, miracles. So bear with me and understand it the way you want. Take what lands, receive what lands, and just let the rest go, okay? It's always advice that was given to me over the years, and I think it's good. Chapter 5, miracles. Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. That's a quote on the first page of chapter 5. Section 1, forgiveness. You guys know I'm a big fan of this topic. Okay, here we go. Before the glorious radiance of the kingdom, guilt melts away, and transformed into kindness will nevermore be what was. Miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. They reflect a shift in how we think, releasing the power of the mind to the processes of healing and correction. This healing takes many forms. Sometimes a miracle is a change in material conditions, such as physical healing. At other times, it is a psychological or emotional change. It is a shift not so much in an objective situation, although that often occurs, as it is a shift in how we perceive a situation. What changes primarily is how we hold an experience in our minds, how we experience the experience. Pause. I so want to read this chapter in fucking Turkish, for real. Anyway, continuing. The world of the human storyline, of all our concentration on behavior and all the things that occur outside us is a world of illusion. It's a veil in front of a more real world, a collective dream. A miracle is not a rearrangement of the figures in our dream. A miracle is our awakening from it. In asking for miracles, we are seeking a practical goal, a return to inner peace. We're not asking for something outside us to change, but for something inside us to change. We're looking for a softer orientation to life. Old Newtonian physics claimed that things have an objective reality separate from our perception of them. Quantum physics, and particularly Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, I love this, reveal that as our perception of an object changes, the object itself literally changes. The science of religion is actually the science of consciousness, because ultimately all creation is expressed through the mind. Thus, A Course in Miracles says, our greatest tool for changing the world is our capacity to change our mind about the world. Because thought is the creative level of things, changing our minds is the ultimate personal empowerment. Although it is a human decision to choose love instead of fear, the radical shift that this produces in every dimension of our lives is a gift from God. Miracles are an intercession on behalf of our holiness from a thought system beyond our own. In the presence of love, the laws that govern the normal state of affairs are transcended. Thought that is no longer limited brings experience that is no longer limited. We are heir to the laws that govern the world we believe in. If we think of ourselves as beings of this world, then the laws of scarcity and death, which rule this world, will rule us. If we think of ourselves as children of God, whose real home lies in the realm of awareness beyond this world, then we will find we are under no laws but God's. Our perception determines our behavior. If we think we're small, limited, inadequate creatures, then we tend to behave that way, and the energy we radiate reflects those thoughts no matter what we do. If we think we're magnificent creatures with an infinite abundance of love and power to give, then we tend to behave that way. Once again, the energy around us reflects our state of awareness. Can I read that again? Once again, the energy around us reflects our state of awareness. Miracles themselves are not to be consciously directed. They occur as involuntary effects of a loving personality, an invisible force that emanates from someone whose conscious intention is to give and receive love. As we relinquish the fears that block the love within us, we become God's instruments. We become His miracle workers. God, as love, is constantly expanding, flourishing, and creating new patterns for the expression and attainment of joy. When our minds, through focus on love, are allowed to be open vessels through which God expresses, our lives become the canvases for the expression of that joy. That's the meaning of our lives. We are here as physical representations of a divine principle. To say that we're on the earth to serve God means that we're on the earth to love. We weren't just randomly thrown onto a sea of rocks. We have a mission to save the world through the power of love. The world needs healing desperately, like a bird with a broken wing. People know this, and millions have prayed. God heard us. He sent help. He sent you. To become a miracle worker means to take part in a spiritual underground that's revitalizing the world, participating in a revolution of the world's values at the deepest possible level. That doesn't mean you announce this to anyone. A member of the French underground didn't walk up to a German officer occupying Paris and say, "Hi, I'm Jacques, French resistance." Similarly, you don't tell people who would have no idea what you're talking about, "I'm changed. I'm working for God now. He sent me to heal things. The world's about to shift big time." Miracle workers learn to keep their own counsel. Something that's important to know about spiritual wisdom is that when spoken at the wrong time, in the wrong place, or to the wrong person, the one who speaks sounds more like a fool than a wise one. The Course tells us of God's plan for the salvation of the world, called the plan of the teachers of God. The plan calls for God's teachers to heal the world through the power of love. This teaching has very little to do with verbal communication and everything to do with the quality of human energy. To teach is to demonstrate. A teacher of God is anyone who chooses to be one. They come from all over the world. They come from all religions and from no religion. They are the ones who have answered. The adage that many are called but few are chosen means that everyone is called but few care to listen. God's call is universal, going out to every mind in every moment. Not everyone, however, chooses to heed the call of his own heart. As all of us are only too aware, the loud and frantic voices of the outer world easily drown out the small, still, loving voice within. Our job as a teacher of God, should we choose to accept it, is to constantly seek a greater capacity for love and forgiveness within ourselves. We do this through a selective remembering, a conscious decision to remember only loving thoughts and let go of any fearful ones. This is the meaning of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a major cornerstone of A Course in Miracles philosophy. Like many of the traditional terms used in the Course, it is used in a very non-traditional way. Traditionally, we think of forgiveness as something we are to do when we see guilt in someone. In the Course, however, we're taught that it's our function to remember that there is no guilt in anyone, because only love is real. It is our function to see through the illusion of guilt to the innocence that lies beyond. To forgive is merely to remember only the loving thoughts you gave in the past and those that were given you. All the rest must be forgotten. We are asked to extend our perception beyond the errors that our physical perceptions reveal to us, what someone did, what they said, to the holiness within them that only our heart reveals. Actually, then, there's nothing to forgive. The traditional notion of forgiveness, what the Song of Prayer calls forgiveness to destroy, is then an act of judgment. It is the arrogance of someone who sees themselves as better than someone else, or perhaps equally as sinful, which is still a misperception in the arrogance of the ego. Since all minds are connected, then the correction of anyone's perception is on some level a healing of the entire racial mind. The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world. Angry people cannot create a peaceful planet. I'm going to read that again. Angry people cannot create a peaceful planet. It amuses me to think how angry I used to get when people wouldn't sign my peace petitions. Forgiveness is a full-time job and sometimes very difficult. Few of us always succeed, yet making the effort is our most noble calling. It is the world's only real chance to begin again. A radical forgiveness is a complete letting go of the past in any personal relationship, as well as in any collective drama. Whew! That ends on page 70. That was chapter 5, section 1 on forgiveness. I'm gonna end that one there because I could just go on forever. Yeah. I love reading out loud, by the way. It's been a while. I don't know if you guys remember, like 4 or 5 years ago, I got a random job reading and recording meditations in a sound studio for like an online meditation app or something. Random, but that was fun. Anyway, kind of reminded me of that. Tell me what you think. Write me personally. I would probably like that better, but as practice, you can write in the comments or like it. I guess I'll share this on Naked Soul Design account to make it public in case you want to share, which is really terrifying to me. But I don't know. I guess if it's in service, you gotta do what you fucking gotta do. So, yeah, check out this fucking book, dude. It's kind of crazy, and it's been a big influence for me the last year or two with all the craziness going on in my own personal world, and here and here and here in my family, friends, and on this planet. So, yeah, öyle. Turkish version coming soon. I want to read that same exact chapter in Turkish, but I don't have the Turkish book on me. I have to order one or grab it from someone. So yeah, I love you guys and girls and kids and babies and the animals and fluffy puppies and kittens. Got a kitty sleeping on the windowsill over there right now. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Okay, I hope that wasn't too weird or too crazy. I'm gonna go out for a walk now. It's beautiful outside. Bye.